starts now.
We begin with a troubling uptick. It's happening again in Omaha. Gun-toting robbers hitting up convenience stores. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli.
And I'm Jennifer Griswold. We noticed a bunch of police dispatch calls for robberies in the last few days. Tonight, senior reporter Jake Wazakowski is live with what he uncovered. Jake?
Yeah, if you take a look at the numbers, there's been at least one armed robbery every day for the last week. Though police won't call it a robbery spree, they are doing things to teach businesses how to protect themselves. They happen quickly, scare clerks to death, and seemingly are more frequent lately. In the last week, the Omaha Police Department has documented at least 8 armed robberies at convenience marts or local stores. Officer Angie Echtenkamp goes to these businesses after an armed robbery and talks to clerks and managers, offering suggestions to keep it from happening again.
Obviously, we want them to have as small amounts of cash in the store as possible. The lighting on the exterior of the store, that's a big one too. We want it to be well lit so the customers feel comfortable coming in and leaving the store, and then the employees feel more comfortable as well.
Just last week, police put out a bulletin about a special reward of $10,000 for tips leading to the suspects behind at least 24 armed robberies in the metro since about June. Armed with handguns, they target convenience stores and restaurants. Officers say it's traumatic for workers.
Sometimes it's, the biggest thing in their lives that's ever happened. And so we'll go in and, kind of talk to them and say, okay, maybe we can suggest this or suggest this.
Even last night, a man used a gun to try and rob a gas station and Dollar General about 30 minutes and 5 miles apart. Officer Echtenkamp recommends clearing windows for a good line of sight, carrying small amounts of cash in the store, and not taking things into their own hands.
What we want is we always tell them just completely 100% cooperate with them. Give them what they want, get them out of the store as quickly as possible. The best thing they can do for us is get a good description, whether it be description of the person, description of what they're wearing, description of the vehicle as they're leaving.
They also recommend calling 911 immediately so there's a better chance of a quick arrest after one of those robberies. If you have any information on who's responsible for these recent crimes, you're asked to call the Omaha Police Department at 444-7867. Reporting live outside the Southwest Precinct, Jake Wazakowski, KMTV Action 3 News.
Jake touched on this. Here's a closer look at some of the recent robberies. Last night, police responded to 2 of them. The first at 90th and Maple around 10:30. Somebody pulled a gun on the manager of the Dollar Tree. The bad guy did not get any money and ran off. The next one happened just a few minutes later at the Quick Trip near Saddle Creek and Hamilton. A man walked in the front door with a gun, grabbed money from the register, and ran off.
A suspect